Good morning, beautiful people. Welcome to the first ever audio experience, audio adventure with Andrew Lucas. Hi, my name is Andrew, and this is my first ever recording of what I'm calling the Andrew Lucas Show. What this show will entail is there's going to be motivation. There's going to be ways that you can be making money now. There's going to be different opportunities for you to ask and submit questions. I'm going to talk about my life. I'm going to talk about things that that's going on in my world, who I am, what it is that I do, and just so much. So stay tuned as we continue into the Andrew Lucas Show. So good morning, everyone. Today is May 18th. It is a sunny day, I think. It's currently 7:26 in the morning. I could hear the birds chirping. It's what a great feeling when you're up this early, you hear everything going on. And with quarantine, it's been really nice because if you ever have to go out this early, there's no one ever on the road, which is just amazing. You know, I'm someone who suffers from a disease. I don't know if you ever heard of it. It's called road rage. It's primarily caused by idiots, but let's not talk about that too much. Just be thankful that less people are on the road now. So my name's Andrew. As I said before, I'm 18 years old. I graduated high school this year in 2020, or I will be as of next week. I was one of those people who got kind of screwed in this whole quarantine coronavirus thing with 2020 graduates not really being able to have that senior experience that everyone else was able to have. No prom. I'm getting to walk across the stage, but it's just such a unique and different experience. But the reason why I'm starting this, and it may not seem like I'm, it may not seem like I'm super prepared, but it's all about getting started. Everything that you do, it's about getting started. So many people, it holds them back. You need to get started now. Get started today. People wait forever and say, I'm going to start this tomorrow. We're always procrastinating. It's easier to start now. This may be the worst episode I ever put out, but the fact is that I'm starting today. I'm starting now. No more excuses, just adjustments. That's all you need to do. There's so many people that ask me, Andrew, oh my gosh, I have this idea for this and that. Look, first thing I tell them, start. And they're like, well, how? I'm like, look, YouTube is, I got this from my friend the other day, my friend Julius. He put something up on his story about how much you can learn, There's so much that you can learn. Just off of an app like YouTube. It's free. Yeah, you get some ads, but it's free. You can learn so many different skills off of that. And so many of us don't put in the effort to get there. Gary Vee said, effort is grossly underrated, which is so accurate in our lives today. It's so underrated. When you try something new, you learn so much. When you start Googling stuff, it may seem like, why do I need to Google how to make pancakes? And it may seem stupid, but guess who knows how to make pancakes now? It's really such a valuable source, being able to live in the era that we live in. So just a little bit about me. I try to be as motivational as possible, and I try to really give inspiration when I talk to people and make it count. It's something that I strive for. It's something I really try to do. But I just hope that if you have any ideas to start anything, say you want to start a podcast, say you want to be a rapper and you're like, oh my gosh, what should I do next? Hit me up. I'll give you some ideas. They may not be right. I'm no rapper, but I can definitely help with some marketing things, especially when you're starting out. There's so many of us that screw up, and there's so much stuff that I've already learned. I just started doing this about a year and a half ago, and I'm generally a marketer, but there's so much more to me than that. I try to do a lot of motivational speaking, And I only started about a year and a half ago doing all this. And now I see people all the time who are constantly trying to figure out what they could do better, how they can improve, how they could get to that next level. And it all goes with starting, and all goes with doing something that's out of your comfort zone. Right now, I'm not really prepared to do a show, but I'm doing it because it's important to start now. We're in quarantine. When else am I going to do this? So that's a little about who I am, a little about a message that I try to send people. And that's kind of the message I really want to focus on today. It's just getting started. I'm also a comedian. I do comedy. And the hardest thing about that was getting started. And I think back, I had an opportunity to perform at this festival, and it was kind of a fine arts festival. So it had a lot of different opportunities. Some people did dance, some people did singing, and then comedy came up as an option. And that back then I was really big into listening to all these different comedians and all these different people who were huge in the comedic world. I just loved it. And I was like, you know what? It can't be that hard. I could do it, So I started coming up with some jokes here and there. And then when I told my mom, I said, hey, I want to start doing comedy. She was like, okay, but she was really worried about me doing it, like trying to kind of talk me out of it the whole time. I went up to one of my close friends, and I went through my whole set in front of him. That set was bad, and I did fix it before I went on stage the first time. But being able to go over it with someone just made me see all the flaws and be able to figure out how I could fix it so quickly and the different ways that I could turn things. But he told me, you shouldn't say that like that. You shouldn't do this like that. Like, he tried to talk me out of it and tried to flip the way it should sound. And a lot of it was because he thought I would be offending people. So I ignored that advice. I just went for it. And that year I did really, really well. And I had an opportunity to go to a national competition. It was awesome. So cool to be able to have that experience. I didn't get to go to the national, but just the fact that I got to get on stage and do comedy. It really shaped me for the next couple years. That was back when I was a freshman in high school. I had just started at a new school, and I was so much more confident when I started at the new school, so it just gave me confidence to go further there too. So that's just a little bit about what I've done. I kept doing comedy, and then I performed at some outdoor events, some bars, some different clubs, some different festivals, different places. I performed all over the place. And something that always gets me is I'm always worried so much about what other people think. But I'll tell you, the moment you stop caring about what other people think about you is the moment that you receive true clarity. It's the moment that you really can do something wholeheartedly. So many of us struggle with being able to put 100% into a project. It's because we're so worried about how it's going to turn out, we don't even start it. We don't even finish it. It's important to start things, to finish them, and to learn along the way and not be afraid of failure. But just, if you have an idea, go for it. One of my friends, she just started a podcast. If you want to check it out, it's called Riculous. And that's Rakulus. She just started a podcast, and she asked me a little bit of questions about how she should start. Like, she was like, well, should I get this and this? And the whole time I just kept trying to say, look, just start. The first episode you do isn't going to be good, but you're going to learn from there. You're going to grow from there. The tough part that I had when I started my first podcast is, you could check it out. It airs around every 2 weeks or so. I put out a new episode, and it's called It's True Sports. It's really not my best work. I put a lot of time into it because I love sports so much and I love football so much, but it's not my best work, and I'm proud of it because of how much work I put into it, but it's definitely not like the most attractive thing that people listen to. It doesn't get the most hits, but I care about it. And the most difficult thing was I was worried about what people would think about me, what people would connect the dots to with me. And there was just a lot of issues that I had when I first started my own podcast. So now it's been so great to give someone else advice. So if you want to check out our podcast, it's really cool. It's really awesome. It makes me laugh a little bit. It's called Riculous, Rikulus. It's really cool. Just check it out. But that's a little bit about who I am. That's a little bit about my story. It's a little bit about how just a small glimpse, just a small piece of my story. And if you keep listening along the way throughout the next couple weeks, I'm really going to be laying out a lot more about me, a lot more of the things I've gone through. But that's kind of just what I want to envision for this entire podcast. I'm really trying to put out 2 to 3 episodes a week of this, just giving that daily motivation, a daily thing to keep you going. So just whatever you're doing today, put in the most effort you can. Even if the results are going to be minimal in what you're doing, put the most effort in you can. If you're going to work, right now I do 300 different side hustles on top of working at a pizza shop. Just go out there and do the most that you can do. Do the best that you can do. And don't be afraid to do more than what people ask of you. And that's really it's something that's so close to my heart. So that's kind of how I want to end today. Just remember, just go out there and chase what you want. Go after what you want in life. Look, I'm working at a pizza shop not because I love and are obsessed with pizzas. It's so I could fund the things that I am obsessed with, so I can fund my brand, so I can fund comedy opportunities, so I can fund podcasting and different things like that. It's very beneficial to have your goals in focus, but yeah, that's the end of today. I really hope you have an amazing day and you have an amazing week if you don't listen to another episode. If you want to, you can follow me. I post inspirational content every single day. My Instagram is Andrew_laughs_Lucas. And then there's going to be content based on this podcast and on my other affiliations on my company account called Lucas Media LLC on Instagram. You can check that out too. And my if you're interested, my Snapchat's alucas617. Let's start a streak. Thank you so much. Have a great day. Have a great week. And go after what you want and put in maximum effort.